So I've been in the mood to make seafood pasta, and I've never made seafood pasta. I make a lot of pasta dishes and stuff, but for some reason I wanted to eat some mussels because I love mussels, and for the first time I made mussels as well, and that was a process. But however, this by far is one of the best seafood dishes I've ever made, and it is the first time I ever again made seafood pasta. Now, for all of you that run your mouth, I want you to know this is my way of making my seafood pasta. You do you, I do me. Once we get that understanding together, everything will make sense. This was the final product, and I will get into it, but it really felt like I ordered this from an Italian restaurant. The freshness of the seafood, and again, this was honestly one of the best dishes that I've ever made, and I know I say that a lot, but this really was a phenomenal dish. Here are the ingredients. You know everything is fresh: mussels, shrimp, crab, Parmesan cheese, butter, garlic, lemon zest, heavy cream. Your herbs and spices that I used was garlic powder, onion powder, a little bit of Old Bay. I diced up my onions and my garlic, and then I got started with the shrimp by cooking them about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. You don't want to cook them all the way because it is going to go back into the pot. So don't overdo it. This was me about 3 minutes in, turning the shrimps on the side, making sure that they were nice and golden brown to a certain extent. And then you want to place them on the side, on a side bowl, because again, they're going to go back into the pot. So once I removed that, I made another batch of the garlic, the butter, and why nobody told me that mussels is hard to clean? Okay, it was the first time and I was a little scared, and I'm not going to hold you. I thought they were going to like snap at me. I don't know why. I don't know. It was just crazy. But anyway, this was butter, garlic, lots of butter, because I like butter and garlic when I go out at a restaurant. So I added the mussels to the pot. And here's a tip for those who don't know how to make mussels. They say it takes about, if I'm not mistaken, 4 to 6 minutes for your mussels to open up, and you have to have patience because it has to be on medium heat. They also say that if your mussels are closed at a certain time, that means that the mussels are dead. You don't want to cook dead mussels. So make sure that your mussels are open. Thank God, because mine was super fresh. All of my mussels were opened. And I was so happy about that. As you can see, I'm just tossing, searching for any dead mussels. Once that is done, I placed them to the side and got ready to make my other batch for the crab part. Now I added a little bit of wine as well. So this is butter, garlic, and wine. And I added 2 cups of wine because you can't never have enough wine, and who says so? Beyonce may have been drunk in love, but have you ever been drunk off pasta? Okay, no. So there you go. So we added the crab meat, right? Got fresh crab. Not that imitation shit. This is fresh crab. And then I added heavy cream. Sorry for the people who are, where's the heavy cream? I didn't have time. I needed 2 hands to do this. Added the heavy cream to it, cooked it down, and then I added my pasta to the dish. I started mixing the pasta in the cream, and I also failed to mention that there is Parmesan as well. So it's heavy cream, garlic, butter, and Parmesan cheese. And then I added the mussels along with the shrimp to the pot, because what you're going to do is mix everything in. Again, patience is key, people. Once that was settled, I started to mix everything in, and you want to get it fully submerged in your pot. Make sure you have a big pot because you want everything to be together. And this was the final product in the pot. And I added some lemon zest, some parsley as well on top. And you know I love to plate. So plating is my thing. After I plated, I added some Parmesan cheese on top, and mwah, chef's kiss, everyone. Now, if you have the patience and you have the time, this was a dish that you can make for anyone. So if you follow my directions, I said what I said. And if you do what I said, everything will come out good, and people will be asking you to make this dish every time they see you. You can find me on IG, Cooking with Nels, Nellz, and see you next time.